I wanted to share some clips from the board meetings, and I wanted to share some of the people that's for the mayor, some of the people that's not. Like some of the changes that were made, some of the changes that were made they were happy with, some they were not. Some difficulties, some non-difficulties, okay? So it's just balance. Let's hear from some people that have experienced things in Dolton, no matter if they just had friends, family, residents, or business owners. All right? I also want to ask to please be respectful in the comments and do not give away anyone's identities if they haven't done so in a public forum as well. Thank you so much.
My name is Melvin Bryant Jr., and I've been in Dalton several years. I was raised in Dalton. Like the mayor say, I didn't fly here, I was born here. So I think Tiffany doing an outstanding job. Heavy is the head that wear the crown. You're not gonna be able to please everybody. You can't satisfy everybody. Just keep doing what you're doing. Do it by your heart and live by those decisions. Trustees, we got to do better. The question spoke. Trustee Belcher, sorry. Please improve your body language. I've been watching you at least a year. Sometimes I see you on TV and your body language is horrible. We're not playing with monopoly money. We playing with our money. So when we talking about our money, all this hee ha ha, rocking the seat back all the time, you need to leave that. Let that go. Just be professional. Do your job. It's your first year doing the job. She put you in the job. Just do your job. She did. Just do your job.
Sir.
For all you guys, just do your job. Just do your job.
Sir,
Especially,
I'm gonna comment.
You can comment after I'm done talking. My 3 minutes is still going, right?
Okay.
And everything I've said has been true. I'm watching you. Your body language is horrible. Either get in line or step aside. Resign. That's for all of you guys. If you not want to do what's good for the village, step aside and resign. If you don't like the mayor, run against her in 2 years. That's what you do. You don't go to court fighting recalls. Come on now. We don't do that. We had no reason you was going to win that. You should let go of your lawyers that stole all this money from you guys from this recall. Because they advised y'all wrong. If they advised y'all right, y'all would have got her out of here. But they advised y'all wrong. So she won. Let her go. Let her run this town the way she want to run this town. Let the chips fall where they may. It's been worse than mayors in these townships. Harvey still standing. Y'all know the mayor Harvey, what he did for years, decades. Come on, let her have her time. Run against her in 2 years. Thank you, guys.
And so I have serious concerns about everybody in the room. We experienced the recall, and I FOIA'd the recall calls. I wasn't able to get the recall calls from either side. The taxpayers' money was spent on a recall, but we're not deserving of the bill. We can't know how much it is, right? That's non-transparency. You guys had T-shirts, buses, billboards, but we don't have a bill. How much was the bill? No one wants to say. Moving along, we have no meeting minutes. Since you were sworn in, Mayor Henry, we have no meeting minutes. The clerk says it's Keith Freeman's fault. Keith Freeman, what say you? Why don't we have meeting minutes since the mayor's been sworn in? The clerk said it's because of you. Okay. Well, Kwame Raoul will find out because he did call you in September and you called me. So we need those meeting minutes. Also, there should be an ordinance in place. If there is not an ordinance in place on executive spending, no one should be able to spend how they want and then give the bill to the residents. If there is no ordinance in place, there needs to be an ordinance in place. That's all that was needed instead of that expensive recall bill that we never received. And so make sure there's an ordinance in place on spending in the Village of Dolton. Also, the skate rink, the basketball court is across the street from a carcinogen pumping waste dump, Circon, water integration. That needs to go. Why are we sitting in a town that burns feces? Why is that going on? Jason, you were at the ribbon cutting. Dubs was at the ribbon cutting. Ed Steve was at the ribbon cutting. Why are we in a town that burns dookie? That tells me that our leadership ain't right. And so, Chief Lacey, you know, it's really disappointing that she made you chief because you violate a lot of people's rights. You violated her rights when we were in the water department discussing my bill and you pulled right on up. You wanted to put Miss Stubbs out for clapping, right? Like you so good, but we seen you, the whole village. We saw you breaking somebody's property. We saw you. Yeah, in your team jersey. Then you wore it to an event. And so you should be very careful about how you treat the residents because you do violate our rights. We had a right to speak. We had.
Ma'am, your time is up. Your time is up. Yes, ma'am.
Is it?
Yes, ma'am.
I have some seconds.
Ma'am,
Okay.
your
He
time is up.
interrupted. I had like 5
Ma'am.
more seconds.
Your time
All
is
right,
up.
yes.
I know it's okay.
All right.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Board of Trustees, Mayor. My name is Jamila Taylor, but pretty much everybody knows me as JT.
One
I am
minute,
also-
JT. Can you make sure this mic work?
Hello? Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. I'm also a resident as well as an employee for the village. A few days ago, I had the displeasure of seeing my face plastered all over Facebook. It was a very traumatic and embarrassing thing. I have a past. I'm not proud of my past, but I am not my past. That is my past. I hope and pray that it wasn't, someone on the board playing politics, as I know that individuals tend to do. I bust my butt every day at the job with the opportunity that I was given every day. Unfortunately, they call me Mr. JT do too much. And the reason they call me that is because I'm in the paint. I'm the individual that Stacy Corral calls when it's 14 below to fix a water main break, right? To make sure that the residents have water for the next morning. I'm the individual that's shoveling snow to make sure that the seniors are able to go out and drive to their driveway the next morning to get to wherever they're trying to go to, or if they're trying to go to get their medication or whatever. I don't know the individual that did this deplorable thing. And also, I want to apologize to the mayor because they trying to use my past against her, and which a lot of you trustees know me because you know what? I assisted you all as well as I assisted her. I look at the picture when I took it and you all were holding hands in prayer. It was the dream team. And to see how we've gotten so far away from that is truly a shame. But like I said,
1 minute remaining.
all right, Chief, don't send your people at me. I'm not my past, but the individual that did this deplorable thing, what they fail to realize is that not only did you bring up my past, but you also hurt the individuals that lost a loved one, right? Because now they have to relive what happened to them. You all might not think that your actions trying to go at her would only affect her. No, the same way it affected me, because even though that individual didn't lose his life by my hands, but it was by my actions. And I paid the price. I did 20 years in the penitentiary for it, right? And I try to put that behind me every day. I know the weight that I carry, not only the weight of my ancestors, but the reason that I do too much every day is because not only do I have to work for myself, but the individual that lost his life.
And we reached the 3-minute mark.
That is the reason that I do the extra. That is the reason that I stay late after work sometimes when he say, hey, I need somebody. This Friday, I had to move a whole tree branch by myself. I didn't call nobody. I did it on my own.
And we're past the 3-minute mark.
I'm sorry, Chief. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Go ahead. You finish? All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Don't go nowhere. Ain't nothing more important in this room y'all about to say today than that. I want to see you match that. While you talking about time. Up here, you looking at over 100 years of prison time. Over 100 years of prison time. In the city of Chicago, they talk about his murder. They talk about the murder I was arrested for and did time, so-called serve your debt to society. But they don't talk about the 300 or 400 murders we prevented. That's amazing to me. You talking about men who served their debt to society, and we live in a whole country with our ancestors' blood soaked in this soil that y'all work for. A lot of us in this country, soaked in this soil, that never apologized for murder, never apologized for white privilege, never apologized for the inequities and disinvestment in these communities. And when I see black people up here, and more than I see anywhere, and we talking about ex-felons, returning citizens, I've heard the mayor do a whole second chance village, and I heard so much negative about that. In Chicago, you remove ex-felons from violence prevention. I wonder what those numbers would look like. I wonder what the numbers would look like if you remove us from counseling, from therapy, emotional learning, social programs. I mentor over 80 young men in Chicago at risk youth from ages 8 to 27. Me, by myself, 80. And on top of running an organization of violence prevention intervention guys and personnel. But I still have time for 80 young men. And I guarantee you ain't nobody up here matching that. And we the ones who come back to society. Ex-felons are the only caste class of individuals that's perpetually discriminated by everybody.
1 minute remaining.
Even our own people who in position of authority don't figure out how we get at this issue. It's like you don't want him to work, commit home invasion, kill somebody else, kill some children. That's what y'all want. It's like here's a man that's an example of your city of what real reformation look like, and that should be upheld and commended. But yeah, he has to fight. But I just saw all y'all stand up there talking about Jesus. These people talking about Jesus. Guess who he was visiting? Guess who Jesus hang out with? He wasn't with politicians and scribes and Pharisees. He was hanging with us in the streets, stopping these little homies from sliding, drilling, and killing on y'all. Can't get a police chief no help. We got a whole superintendent of police said, man, we can't do nothing in Chicago. It has to be a grassroots effort. That's why we started ECCSC.
We've reached the 3-minute mark.
Because we believe that it's going to take us to save us because y'all already failed us. If I committed the murder, the crimes, then I'm the subject matter expert on how to fix it.
We've reached the 3-minute mark.
But yet we not at these tables. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Comment next is general announcements. Oh, okay, come on. Good, how are you?
And so, firstly, I noticed when I came in today that the door had to be unlocked. And we have our fire chief here present. I don't think you can lock residents in buildings. We need to be able to get in and out the door if anything were to happen under emergency. Secondly, I want to know who the attorney is. Is he the village attorney? Do we currently have a village attorney? Because everybody keeps saying like he's a prosecuting or prosecutorial attorney. And so who's being prosecuted? Anyone being prosecuted? Can you explain your capacity as the attorney, sir?
This is public comment.
Oh, it's public comment. Okay. Well, hopefully we'll have the minutes soon. Clerk, are you willing to say why we don't have minutes still? Is it
This is
They're
public
not
comment, clerk.
posted.
This is not Q&A, it's public comment.
Okay. Yes, Officer Lacey, you were going to say something. Okay. And so, outside of that, it's a few FOIAs that I'm still waiting from May of 2022 for. Basically, those FOIAs consist of the billing for the recall on both sides, and also other billing and other legal lawsuits. And also, this is a public meeting, and so unless you have a court order by a judge that certain individuals can't come in, then they shouldn't be being blocked from public meetings at all. Do you guys know anything about that? Because we can't have residents blocked from public meetings unless a judge signs off on that. And yeah, I still got 1 minute. Wow. And so it's some things that need to be addressed, especially as far as members of the board and leadership. We have Tammy Brown and Brittany Norwood that had no problem with coming and lying under oath for a year. And so I will be seeking to have you removed from your seats, especially when you show up to court, Tammy, and verbatim say to the judge that I must want you to put your hands on me. I mean, I don't know what public official does that. So that needs to be addressed. And so that's all I came in for. The shenanigans are over with. I'll be seeing a lot of people in federal court. Thanks for participating.
Thank you. All right, that concludes public.
I think it's making the right choice.
Hello, everyone. I wrote that down myself. Any other time I'll go off the top subject. But good evening, Dalton residents, Mayor Henry, department heads, clerk, and trustees. My name is Vanilla, and I have lived in Dalton for 22 years. And I'm coming to this stand to speak my piece again. I'm so tired of the dual meetings, the special meetings you have. I'm not sure of how you think that those meetings can clear anything or make any changes, because whatever you do will be knocked out the next meeting anyway. So there's no logic there. It's almost like you keep forgetting that no matter how you feel about the mayor, she still is the mayor. So all your cute little ordinances and what y'all try to pass really only last for a couple of hours until what she has to do, she has to go and be mayor. So and then I see that the problem that you all have is how she spends money. Okay, that's fine. But what I actually think it is that she isn't asking you all, can she do this? But guess what? She doesn't have to. You can literally go through the entire Dalton and see everything that she has gotten done. She has been putting every dollar of the grant she went to go get into Dalton. New trucks, buildings, streets, roofs, windows, alleys, speed bumps, whatever. You can see where the money is. The 2 athletes that she has, I'm sure she ain't got to worry about taking anything from her own pocket. I'm pretty sure she is set. So we get to see everywhere she gets to put every single dollar. If you see it, you can step outside. So she don't have to dabble into her government funds or whatever for herself. So with that being said, what is the true reason why you are trying to strip her of her power? I believe that if you truly want to serve the community, whatever she does as mayor that you may not like or think is right should not stop you from still showing up. It's not about you or the mayor or the clerk. It's about Dalton residents. We come first. Come to the meetings with ideas. Come to the meetings with compromises. How about actually coming to the meeting to resolve something? As a trustee, you're supposed to be eyes and ears, listening to what your village is asking for. Roofs, windows, streets, alleys paved, speed bump, rental help, bill help, real estate, abandoned home demo, new stores, fun attraction, beautification. If you truly live here, I couldn't possibly understand why you go against it. Unless you have a hidden agenda. I worked for you all. I walked house to house with you all, did it sure for free, believing in your vision. I believed you. I waited for blocks and blocks to finally be able to afford a house that I could do at a young age, but you all flipped. No thank you, no anything besides Alex and Keith gave me a job. Thank you, I appreciate that. You all literally come off as snakes. You roll the coattails to the finish line. You love Tiffany, and then you love everything that she's going to do, but she's the only one that's doing anything she said she was going to do. Y'all have not. Some of you haven't even shown your face until the upcoming election. Even in your videos, you have to bash the mayor. You aren't running against her. You're running against the other candidates. So shift your focus on them. Imagine a resident asking you, why should I vote for you? You haven't made changes already. You want people to re-elect just for you to sit on the board and say nothing. So lastly, this deficit. If she is using tax dollars, and the same tax dollars goes to the account that only Jason and Allison are over, if any tax dollars are missing, then I feel like they only can be you because only you, y'all are charged to it, right? So you lost twice in the courts about recall and whatever you try to pay your lawyers. and you all are trying to use taxpayer dollars to pay your lawyers, right? That's what I understand to me is I went to. Well, residents of Dolton, the only people that's trying to spend dollars is them, which is also part of the deficit. They want to spend over $500,000 to pay one person. So February 28th, residents, choose wisely.
How you doing now? I'm a business owner and I own probably multiple homes in Dolton right now as well. I purchased the buildings across the street with the new windows for a cigar lounge. I also purchased the restaurant, the old barbecue house, and the corner lot as well, the old antique spot. My plan was to put a cigar lounge there. That's where we started the rehab. I'm $600,000 in, and we paid our taxes on Active Village for no fines, not a dime. My problem is when I came up here to get a permit, I was told that my permit was denied. Don't know what reason. Followed all the procedures, filled out the proper paperwork. Came back in, I was asked to speak to you. Instead, I got the young man right here, Keith. He told my contractor that we were still in lights. Had my lawyer call ComEd, that was false information. Second thing that I did as well was we also contacted my lawyer as well as far as the ordinance that you guys gave me saying that I couldn't have a cigar lounge in the city of Dolton. We went back, me and my lawyer looked at the videotape saying that that ordinance that I received from the young lady that works here, it was falsified documents. All I'm asking now, I pay my taxes, all my properties here, taxes I paid up. I'm $100,000 in taxes over a year in Dolton, not counting my businesses. All I want to know is why I can't get a permit to finish rehabbing across the street. We the only business on this block with new windows. We doing fully gut rehab. We pay cash for every location. Never asked a dime from Dolton at all. We didn't ask for no abatement, anything, and we still keep getting denied. Instead of using the contract that I usually use, we came and got Dolton contractors. The old inspector that used to work for you guys that still trains some of your inspectors works directly for me, and I pay him to do consulting. Instead, you still deny my contract. So I'm just trying to figure out why is that being done. And that's other things that we can't talk about on a one-on-one basis. I will never, ever disrespect you or throw you under the bus. We didn't have words before. Wasn't in a form like this. I would never put that out there. But all I want to know is how do I move forward with my business? That's all I want to know. So do I have to schedule another meeting besides without this guy right here? But have a meeting with you, with my lawyer, you have your lawyer. I do not want to meet with this man Keith at all. At all.
Okay, so we'll talk off record, meaning you just told on yourself the issues you have.
Yep.
So I can't say because that's in litigations, the issues that you do have.
Correct.
So
but there's no
I can't
issue.
speak to that right now.
But the issue was with this guy. It wasn't even with you.
Okay.
But since we want to put
Okay, but I'm saying it's you in litigation, so you can't discuss that.
No, you said I got 30 seconds. I got 30 seconds. One of the trustees worked for me, Mrs. Belcher. Since Ms. Belcher worked for me, I was told to fire Ms. Belcher in order to get my business open. I refused. I refused to fire Ms. Belcher to keep in order to get my business.
I do get people for defamation of character, so have some truth in that. Have some truth in that. Go ahead.
Hey. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Because my voice is soft. My name is Linda Walker, and I've been a resident of Dolton for 34 years. I raised my children and grandchildren right here in this community, in the same home. I have two questions in reference to this recall. The first one is why? The second one, what's the rush? I've been in Dolton under 4 different leaderships. William Shaw, Ronnie Lewis, Riley Rogers, and now, you can't hear me? And now, the Honorable Tiffany Hinyard. One main difference between Tiffany and the other 3 mayors is that she was born and raised in Dolton. She loves this community. Her family is here, right here in Dolton, and she's raising her daughter here also. She cares about the community and has compassion for the residents. Mayor Tiffany is a visionary. For example, this beautiful village hall that you are in today, the mayor felt that the residents deserved a place of beauty to come in and conduct city business. A village hall that speaks to how we feel about our community. It's bright, it's welcoming, it's clean, it's organized, and it's a professional environment. She started off with beautifying the village hall. Her next step is the vision.
1 minute
Her
left.
next step is a vision for beautifying her own downtown, which she has presented the blueprint to the community for. We need to retain Mayor Tiffany because she has also implemented programs for the residents to maintain their most valuable asset, which is their home, through roof and window replacements. She wants to beautify the community by repairing sidewalks and alley pavements, which is now in progress. She cares for the seniors here in Dolton and has proven this by establishing snow removal and town maintenance programs as both a safety and beautification tool. She has sponsored 2 gas giveaways for the residents during this financial difficulty. She cares for the residents and has proven this when she established the amnesty program to help the residents keep their water on through a payment program. Let me just say this, you elected Mayor Tiffany for change. So give her the opportunity to implement her vision for Dolton. Just one more thing, she has already begun establishing the programs which I have spoken on. Now allow her the time needed to complete this vision. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Mayor, when you came by my house the day before of the election recall, I told you what we wanted. We wanted transparency. And I feel that every resident that's in here that own property, if you can just look at parties to make a decision if a person is great, you're very mistaken. have been under Shaw all the way up to here. Every time we would have a meeting, we would know about the money, what was going out. Every time you guys come to meeting, you don't know nothing about what's going out or what's being paid. That cannot happen. We're gonna be bankrupt. So that's the biggest problem that I had with you, Mayor, because there's no transparency. We want to know, when you came to my house, I told you, where is the money? The residents want to know, where is the money? We need to know that. And back then you were a trustee. You would not dare vote for anything without any reports. So why would you make the trustees vote in? They don't know what you have spent. Like they say, every time something come up, it and already went past. We didn't have the 4th of July, which this should have been brought to the board and to us. Just like when you decided to do the program for felons. We're not saying that we don't want to help them, but it wasn't brought to the residents. This was forced on us. And I don't think that was right. It was forced. We need transparency. We need the reports. We need to know where our money is going and what you're spending. And that's basically what I'm saying. I'm just so emotional because I don't feel comfortable in Dolton anymore. I'm not proud of Dolton anymore. I come to all the meetings. When I first bought my house, I was here. And we don't get none of the information that we used to get back then. We knew everything from every penny that was spent. And basically, that's all I have to say. And I just say the people have spoken. The people have spoken. We need new leadership. because we got to have transparency. And for Mr. Holmes, for you to sit up on this trustee board and never question about the reports, I'm really looking at you sideways, because you should want to know where that's part of your job, to know where the money is at. But you're just going along. If the trustee said yes to everything today, you would say yes. You don't even care if you see a report. And I think that's wrong. And to me, I don't feel that you have done a lot for Dolton. You're more so in Chicago, period. And that's just how I feel. Show us the money. We need to know. We need transparency. We need to know.
Wait 1 minute, I'm gonna let you go next. Okay, so let me address a couple things that you just stated really, really quick. And I normally don't address, but I just wanted to put it out there so the residents understand. As it relates to the second chance program that you said that I didn't spend a dime of money, nothing.
But you didn't talk to the residents to see if that's what we want. I believe in helping people with a second chance, but there's other ways that we could have did it, where you could have got a contract with Amazon or a construction company. But when you can't find no residents in Dolton that don't have a record to get a job.
You want me to respond to it?
In the village than anything.
Okay, so let me respond to it so you understand. We hired.
But you didn't ask us. I think you have a right to ask us about if we want this.
Okay, I'm trying to respond to tell you.
You could have had a town hall meeting or something and said, well, hey, I'm thinking about this. This is my opinion. And if you want to say something, you could come up and say something.
Okay, let me respond so I can clear up what you're stating. Right. So I can give you the real truth,
well,
my
I would
truth.
like to have been at that meeting.
Okay, so
and I would have voiced how I felt.
Okay. Can I respond now? All right. So we did ask the community. We did ask people. And guess what? The people. Was it
an open meeting?
It was. We went door to door. I had a meeting here.
No, I'm talking about a meeting like this where the residents is going to show
Okay,
up.
well, I'm responding.
You didn't come to my door.
Okay.
You did not come to my door.
Okay, you want to respond. All right, well, I did do that just so community know and understand. Well, I did ask you your opinion.
What about the transparency here?
I'm going to get to that.
Okay,
thank you. Let's move on to the next speaker, please. Let's move on to the next speaker, please.
Okay, next speaker.
Thank you. Order, please. Can we have order in this room?
So, more than anything, it's a community. It's a community. And this is tearing the community apart. So you guys leave your thoughts below. Please be respectful in the comments. And I'll be back with a part 2. Thank you so much. And until then, take care of yourself and each other. Bye.